Guys. All right, so today we're going to be looking at division problems and we're going to be trying to make a picture out of them. So this is kind of like what we were working on with multiplication, right? Drawing our equal groups or drawing our arrays. Today we're going to try to see how can we visualize division? How can we draw that out? Because division is very similar to multiplication, but there's going to be some other things. And this is going to be a 2-day lesson. Okay, so this is going to be one of those open response questions that would be similar to something you could see on iLearn. And so today we're going to see if we can solve a division number story using a strategy of your own. So there could be various strategies you could use today. Okay, this is part of our standard of being able to represent the concept of division using these different ways. And think about if you were working with your friends and you're trying to play blocks and everybody wants to get the same amount of blocks to play with, right? You want everybody to get an equal share. So maybe you're going to want to use one of these strategies that we learned today. Now again, today is going to be an open response, so it's going to be a lot more of you trying to learn about your learning and less me showing you. Okay, tomorrow we're going to look at lots of different ways that this could be solved, and then you're going to be able to come up with the one that you think is best for this problem that you're going to be solving. But here are some of the ways that you could possibly use. So we've got our fact family. This is kind of different than the multiplication because normally we use the multiplication facts to help us solve the division facts. Normally you don't think, well, I have the division fact memorized, so it's going to help me solve the multiplication. Okay, kind of like when you think of addition and subtraction, right? Normally you use the addition fact to help you solve the subtraction, not the other way around. So that's definitely one strategy we can use. We can use arrays or equal groups. That's what we've been learning with the multiplication is using these equal groups here. We're doing the same thing but making it over here into an array with those rows and columns. Okay, you could do repeated subtraction or even skip counting on a number line. And something we're going to be looking at today is something called a remainder. Okay, in division, when we're splitting things up, you might have this extra piece. Okay, and that's kind of what we're going to be trying to understand through this open response problem today. Okay, we're going to look more deeply into this tomorrow and the next day. Today is just kind of like, what does this remainder thing mean? Okay, so it's really just these extra pieces that don't fit. Like these are all equal groups, right? Well, it'd be like, what if you had an extra one that wasn't in here? That these are 4, 4, and 4. Well, what if you had one that had 5, right? That wouldn't be considered an equal group. So you guys are going to be able to watch this video on BrainPop. This has really good examples of dividing with these equal groups, but having that extra piece with that remainder. And we'll watch this video again later in the week to help us see what that is. Like I said, this is going to be a 2-day lesson where it's going to be a bigger problem to solve, like on iLearn. So we have a rubric we're going to be looking at. And so this is going to be our criteria rubric. And so what I'm going to ask you to do here is to annotate this rubric. Like, what things do you need to do? Specifically, I want you to look here at the meeting expectations, like really focusing on this part and the exceeding expectations. Okay, really look, what does it want you to do here? Okay, these things you can look at too, just so you know that you make sure you have the pieces. Because if you're only partially meeting or not meeting, these are things that are like if you got like an F in the like on the paper, or you got like a D on the paper. Okay, we don't want an F or a D, right? We want to try to do our best job. And so we're going to want to make sure we have the things. So like this one says, you're not going to have both things that they want you to do. So I want you to look like, what are the things they want you to do? Okay, what could you do that is both of them? Okay, so look through here, try to see what is it they want you to do for this problem, because we're going to be solving this problem right here. This is going to be your you do today, and what we're going to be looking back at tomorrow. So when you think about how you're going to solve this, look to here to see what they want you to do to help you solve it. All right, and so then once you've kind of figured out what it is they want you to do, I want you to make a goal. Where at on this rubric do you want to be, and what things are you going to need to do to be able to make sure that you meet that goal? Okay, I'm going to model for you in just a second of how I would solve a similar problem, trying to think about some of these pieces on the rubric, so that you know what to do when you go on your own. All right, see you in a minute.